一批两架效火击飞，相机烈火艇做好对空防御和抗击准备。
方位动4两，距离。
The dispute of South China Sea involves a series of complex and interwoven technical, legal, economic and geographic claims, the most critical of which involve issues of territory and sovereignty. While China claims almost all of South China Sea, including the Spratly and Paracel Islands, which were seized from Vietnam in 1974, entities like Taiwan also lay claim to most of the sea and Spratly Islands based on historical records. Vietnam claims a significant portion of the sea based on exclusive economic zones under the UN Law of Sea, occupies 20 of the Spratly Islands and claims the Paracel Islands despite China taking over the islands. Countries like the Philippines and Malaysia claim a few of the Spratly Islands, but the claims are majorly limited to exclusive economic zones, much like that of Brunei.
Heads of state and heads of ASEAN member states.
Most of the energy flows from West Asia cross the Indian Ocean and go through the Malacca Straits into the South China Sea. And since most of the countries of Southeast Asia, including Japan, Korea, Philippines, Vietnam, are dependent on energy flows from West Asia, India can certainly ensure maritime security. Without doubt, the stakes of the United States in the Asia-Pacific region are also very important. And I think that is why they have started to redeploy almost 2,500 Marines in Darwin. They are conscious of the fact that they need to have a good relationship with these countries. As otherwise, what would happen is that these countries would drift away from seeking the security help of the United States and drift away towards China, which is a situation which the United States does not want.
It's a key moment in our bilateral relationship and has gone beyond the bilateral context. It has a big impact on the and allow it to backslide. The key lies with the building and development of the China-US cooperative partnership based on
I think we need to understand that neither America nor China is looking for war. It does not help any of them. It does not help. However, militarily, they both want to give a message that we are strong and we will support our friends and allies. And so don't push our friends or allies beyond a line. I think that both countries understand. We also need to look at the gap technologically and otherwise between America and China. America is in decline, but that's relative. The gap between China and America is still too large. But are the Americans going to really be using their military might? I don't think they're looking at it. Is the regional architecture adequate to manage conflict? To my mind, no. The Asia-Pacific region does not have an adequate security architecture, and I think that's where India, America, Japan, even China, it has to be on board to develop an architecture which can manage conflict. If it can't prevent, at least can manage conflict.
Looking at the facts that are emerging, India has to take on some very hard and difficult decisions. One is its relationship with China, which is already beset with problems, such as the boundary question and of course the huge imbalance of trade. The other is India's relationship with the United States and whether the two countries can develop a meaningful strategic cooperation in the Asia-Pacific region. This is Reuters reporter Anika Kalha from New Delhi for Viettel.